Hello and welcome back to another video. Yes, today we are back in the 737 in X-Plane 12. I wanted to do another video again today, back in this aircraft, and today we're going to be using Pilot's Life Chapter 2 to do this flight today, and we're going to be going from Birmingham to Dublin. Our scheduled departure time is 7:25. I've changed the time from this one, so we should be leaving the gate at 07:25. And our ETA time en route should be 1 hour 5 minutes. If I just bring up the flight plan for you, the flight plan is already put in. So our block time is 1 hour 19, so that's gate to gate, but it's got airtime 51 minutes, so I'm expecting to be about 1 hour 5 minutes. We are expecting runway 28 left at Dublin. We've been given initial departure on runway 33, but I think we're going to be departing from runway 15 because looking at the traffic in Explain today, it seems to be departing runway 15, so that might change, but we don't have to go with that, but we'll see how it goes. So that's going to be our route today, and I've already put that route into a little nav map as well. So as you can see, we're departing from runway 33, and we're going to be going across our route down to where I've not put the arrival in yet. The departure is in at Birmingham, but I've not put the arrival in, so we'll come back to that one. Okay, so Explain 12 is on pause at the minute. I think I'm done. Yeah, the flight plan's done. That's generated. I just need to put the flight plan into. I'm going to try the ATC in Explain today. And so our departure at Birmingham, going to Dublin, going at 28,000 feet. And with this, if I bring it over, obviously what we want to do when we put our flight plan into here, we want to just add the waypoints. So you got LUVUM, NANTI, WAL and PENIL. We don't want to put the DCT direct because Explain will do that for us, and we don't want to put the SIDS and the stars in. Even though you can do it, there might be a mismatch and it might not recognize your SID or your star, so we're not going to do that today. But I think Simbrief and Explain has got things a little bit mixed up with our departure runway. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a LUVUM space NANTI space WAL space PENIL space LELDO space and BAGSO space in there as well. Now, as you can see, this matches this here, this one here, and here, and of course here. Now we're expecting bags 3 out into Dublin, runway 28 left. Obviously that can change. ATC might decide to turn us to approach the other side, so it could be 10R or something like that, or 10 left. But I think I'm going to put BAGSO 3 out into. I could put it in there, but I'll just leave the waypoints in there for now. And if I bring up a little nav map and I click on here and I put want to insert procedures into Dublin, so show arrival procedures, runway 28 left, and we're obviously coming in from we want BAGSO 4R basically, and yeah, so we come all the way around, then we come into MaxAir. If you click on each one, it obviously shows. So you can click that as well. So as we come around, we go on to Lampo and we go on to MaxAir. That's what we should get from ATC, but if we don't, I'll put that into the FMC when we do our flight plan, and we'll see actually what SID we get on the way out, because I'm not expecting our SID to be LUVUM U1M, because that'd be from runway 33 where we're going from runway 15. So once we get our SID, I'll put that in here, but I think Simbrief probably got it right, the game's probably got it wrong, I don't know, but we'll see how that goes. We're gonna press that, so there's no errors, so that has obviously worked for us, and we'll just leave that there for now. So, and we're gonna pause the game and we'll get the aircraft ready for boarding. Okay, so let's unclear that and go back into the simulator. Just check my sound levels. Headset is full, and I've got the game desktop audio on minus 15.1 because I know I've been having a few issues in the last few videos with the sound levels, with the game sound and the microphone sound. Hopefully I've fixed it, and hopefully I've got a good balance, but I will put this sound up so you can hear engine sounds at sometimes, but hopefully this is a good balance between game sound and microphone sound. But as always, I'll listen to this video back and I'll see if these sound levels actually work. Okay, so let's get into the aircraft and get ready. As you can see, it's 6:31 at the minute, so I've got to give us a little bit of time to get the aircraft ready before our departure. But as you can see, it's quite dark in the aircraft. I don't think I can see the battery switch overhead, so what I'm going to do, bear with me, I'm going to come up here, go to view, and we're going to put on the aviation flashlight, and there you go. And I have sneakily come in the aircraft already and actually put the dome light on and the floodlights on, so when the battery comes on, the light source should come on and the aircraft should light up, because we'll be in the dark. So we're going to go to the overhead panel, and I'm going to find the battery switch, which is there. As you can see now, it's all lit up because I put the dome light on and the panel lights, and I put the floodlight on before I started recording, so it would all light up easier for you guys to see. So let's get rid of that yoke. Let's just get back on the overhead panel. So the batteries is now on. And I'm gonna go over here to ground services, and I'm gonna connect the GPU. And then back on the overhead panel, I'm gonna put ground power on. And that light up there, that is the floodlight, so it is a bit bright. I can turn that down in a bit. The dome light up here, obviously that just off, dim, and obviously on bright. Okay, let's check them sound levels. Am I doing okay on here? Yeah, we're in the green. We're not in the yellow, so you should be hearing me okay over this. I may need to put that up to about -10 or something, but it's just that I'll see how it goes during the video. AC power selector, I'm going to put that onto ground. Panel lights I've already done. So the panel light and the circuit breakers I've already done. Engine bleeds are both on, left and right. Electric 2 and 1, I'm putting those on now. The position lights, because it's dark outside, I'm putting them down to steady. Go lights, because it's dark outside, I'm going to put those to on. Wing lights, I'm going to put them on for now for the external check, and to check for any ice on the wings. The emergency exit lights down to armed. Window heat, left, forward, and side, left and right side, all on. Engine hydraulic pumps are both on. Trim air can go on. Recirculation fan is on auto. Flight altitude is going to be 28,000 feet today, and Dublin Airport is elevation is 242 feet, so I'm going to go down, put it on 250. That will be okay. Your damper, no point putting it on yet because it won't click on. Then the fuel pumps, I'm going to put those on, and I'm going to put the AFT pump on. The no smoking sign can stay off for now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the IRS up here, so align, on DC comes on, disappears, and I put it onto nav. Same with the IRS on the right side, disappears, I'm going to put it onto nav. Then I'm going to put the status over here onto heading status, 8 minutes till we align. And down in the FMC, we need to enter IRS position, so FMC, POS init, next page, press GPLS left or GPLS right. In this instance, they're both the same, so we'll click on left, go back to the previous page, and we're going to put it in here. So we need to press this key and put it in there, clear anything at the scratch pad. While I'm in here, I'm going to put EIDW for our reference departing airport. I'm going to leave the gate as it is, and then we can just come out of that for now. So that's that done. And before I forget, I'm gonna put the rejected takeoff, and I'm gonna put the both flight directors both to on the autopilot panel. Okay, so we've done that. So now we're gonna now request our IFR clearance. So yeah, Attis never seems to work when I press it for some reason. So might be over here. No. So Attis, no. Okay, so request our clearance.
Ryder 1122. Hello, Boeing 737-800. Request IFR clearance to Dublin.
Okay, so
IFR to Dublin routing as filed. Client by Lima Uniform Victor Uniform 1 Yankee Squawk 3205.
that wasn't our
1009. 1122.
that wasn't our flight number. Got the wrong flight number in, but never mind. I'm gonna leave it as it is. Yeah, we've got LUVUM. We're going LUFU1Y, squawk code 3205, QNH 1009. That's fine. So what we need to do now is we need to put that squawk code into the transponder. So we come down here. This is the transponder, and we've got 3205. So using the switches, we need to put that in. So 3205, and I put that on TARA. You don't normally do that to your takeoff. You normally have on standby or put it on, but I'm going to put it on now because I'll end up forgetting later on in the flight. So I'm going to put that on. I'm going to put that on now so I don't forget. And QNH is 1009, so we need to change that to HPA, and then we can change the QNH to 1009, and it should be the same on that side as well. Yes, it syncs. Okay, so we haven't been given an initial altitude, so I'm going to set the altitude to 28,000 feet in the autopilot. I'm going ahead of my checklist here, but I'm just trying to do it now while I am going through this. So 28,000 feet in the autopilot, and go over there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is come down to the FMC. I'll just move this over here. We need to click route. Now, what I can do is I'm going to enter these in manually today. I think I did use the Simbrief. No, actually, I'll show you how to use the Simbrief downloader, because it may not have come through properly in the last flight. So obviously, once you load up Simbrief downloader, your latest flight plan is already there. If it wasn't there, you'd press refresh, and obviously you can find the Zibo mod 737, download, yes, download it, and then you can close it, and then you want to press route, and you want to do a flight plan request. So we'll click on that. Obviously you can put EIDW into there. You need to do that, yeah. You need to put your departure airport into there, then do the flight plan request, route uplink ready, and then we want to press on load. So that loads up for us. we are departing runway 33, so the Simbrief Route plan was slightly no, we are departing runway 15. Let's just check that on the nav map. So we're looking for LUF U1Y. So if you come down to the nav map, show departure procedures. So we're looking for LUF 1Y. If you're going to runway 33, you've got LUF 1M. If you go into runway 15, we've got LUF U1Y. So that's the one we need. So yeah, so we're departing obviously from runway 15. And someone's just landed on runway 15, so that is correct. And obviously we'll be going around again down to LUVUM. So obviously Simbrief may be right. It may be right. It might be the game it might be explained trial that's not working with Simbrief. So I'll rather go with what the game is doing. I'll rather go with what the AI traffic are doing than what Simbrief says. Okay, so we've done the route. And so we want to activate the route. Let's just press these pages. So yeah, it's the route's in. There we go. So activate the route, execute. Then we want to go to perf init on the Boeing 737. The next thing you need to do is always at the bottom right. So this is your next thing you're going to be want to be doing in the FMC. It's always on the bottom right, so we'll click that and bring up Simbrief again. So our gross weight today, but our zero fuel weight, we can just click on it and it fills it in for us. Our cruise altitude is 28,000 feet. Our cost index is 68. I'm finding all this here, by the way, so 28,000 feet. The cost index is a CI number, which is 68. The weights are here, but you just press on the keys and it syncs for you. The reserves will be, if I can find it, your reserves. So if you come into Simbrief and then you click view PDF, you get this, and this is another way of seeing your flight plan, of course. And of course you can print this out as well if you wanted to, but final reserves is final, which is fin, res, which is for reserves, add alternate for your alternate airport, and the final reserve is there. So it's 2147 is the final reserves for our flight today, but I'm not going to be going to our alternate. I'm not expecting any issues today, so I'm just going to put in 2.014 in there, and we're going to execute that. If we go to the next page, we get out our perf limits, so we ain't got to worry about that. Okay, so as I said, the next thing to do is M1 limit. We'll leave that for now. We'll get ATC. We need ATC on the screen actually. Okay, so if we go into legs and just check our leg page for any discos, that's fine. If you go into arrivals, we're going to go into obviously departure arrivals. We're going to go into depart. So we are departing from runway 15. and we're going to go our SID is LUVUM, so we're going to click on that, and then we're going to execute. Back to our leg page, again looking for any discos. Obviously LUVUM is our first waypoint after our SID, and we've got WAL, PENIL, DANDI, LELDO, LAMPAT, SITCO, remote and BAGSO. I'm not going to put the arrival star in yet because the ATC may have other ideas, so I'd rather wait and see how we get on. But I think we'll be going into BAGSO 3L or BAGSO 4L onto runway 28 left, but we shall find that out as we get into the flight. I'm just going to put this one over here onto program mode. Okay, that's the flight plan done so far in the FMC. We'll come back to that in a bit. Let's put the main panel on then a little bit. So over on the EFB, we press the home key. That's okay. I want to go into settings, realism. I want to, well, we got passenger board non-real. I want to put it on short because it does take a bit of time. And I'm going to put the cargoes on short and the catering on short as well. I'm going to leave the refuel time. Well, I'll put the refuel time on short for this flight because it takes a little bit of time. Hardware, that's on your, that's fine. I've saved the list, so it should be okay. So if we go into weight and balance and airside services, next page, going to load the OFP from Simbrief. Activate it. So the airside services now starts. As you can see, the jetways coming over, and all of the fueling and the cargo and the passengers will now will all begin. Okay, so we've done our arrival. Let's just go on the FMC and program page, and we've got our ETAs and our fuel. So we've got our times to each waypoint. All on here, that's fine. If you go into M1 limit, we can choose our takeoff. I'm going to leave it as that for now. Press takeoff. We're going to go flaps 5 today. Then we get our fee speed. So we'll click on each key and it fills in automatically. So our takeoff speed is 123 plus 10. And if I click on CG, we get our trim, a 425. So we'll do the takeoff speed first, so it's V2 plus 10. Over on the autopilot panel, we're going to go, so it was 123, so I'm going to go 133. And our trim speed was 425, so if I come down to the trim wheel, I'm just going to move it's about 1.25, somewhere about there. We can actually come into system over here. Engines on there, yeah. Okay, so yep, that's done. Happy with that. And
Ground to flight deck, fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
okay, on the overhead panel, I'm going to put LNAV on and I'm going to put FNAV on. The speeds are set, altitude is set. I'm not going to put the ILS frequency in yet because I'm not sure what runway we're actually going to be landing on. I don't want to put it in yet. I just want to make sure. But we can actually put Dublin in here, and we can actually the elevation's there, by the way, so that's 242. But we can actually find the ILS. So if you go runway 28 left, the ILS code is 111.35 on a course of 277. So we can enter that now. So if you come down here, type in 1135. So it's 111.35. Enter that in, and we can press that to activate it, and we can do it on the opposite side as well. It might change, but we've got it in ready just in case it doesn't change. Okay, so for passenger boarding, we need to set the no smoking switch to auto, so we can do that now. Volume levels, yeah, don't look too bad. It looks okay. It looks okay, so we'll be fine. Pilot's life, yeah, we're going through pre-flight at the minute, so that's all looking good. So passengers, it should be quicker. See, it's 100% already, so it's a lot quicker than having it on wheel. Let's go to outside here. The jetway is now moving. We didn't stick a fuel or the baggage. We missed all that because I was doing the flight plan. And what time have we got? 06:56. So yeah, we got plenty of time.
Would you like to check it's in the panel just above your head, unless otherwise instructed by your cabin crew? Thank you.
Hello. Okay, so we're just almost ready to push and start. Okay, so we are ahead of schedule now. Obviously I'll rush through that a little bit, and I changed the loading times of the I changed the loading times of the passengers and stuff, so we are ahead of schedule. But that's good, because normally I'm sitting here for an hour before I get to push back, because the passengers take a long time to load and stuff like that, so I put it on fast. So Just means we've got a little bit more time before let's go back out here.
Schedule today, the weather en route is looking pretty smooth. Shortly, the cabin crew will be showing you a safety demonstration. This is for your safety and for those around you, so please give them your full attention. Once again, you're very welcome on board.
Oh, wonder what's on there today. So I got the old road to myself here. Nice. Okay. Yeah, the Zibo 737 is a really good mod. It's free. There's no charge. And when you compare it to some of the Payware 737s you can get in Microsoft Flight Sim, this comes with pretty much, it's very detailed, it's very study level, and also you get the SR services, and you get the announcements, and you get all that. So it's really good. Really recommend to download if you wanna fly a 737 in X-plane. There's a newer version, a level up 737, which is very similar to the Zibo. I think it is based on the Zibo mod, but that's something I haven't tried yet. Let's see what's going on in the cabin. I do like this atmosphere in the cabin. I think it adds to the immersion of the video, the flight. I do like all this. I do like the immersion of listening in the cabin.
One left and one right, and two at the rear of the cabin, one left and one right. There are 4 overwing exits in the center of the cabin, 2 left and 2 right. Please note the nearest exit to you, which may be behind you. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle. To secure, pull on the loose end of the strap, and to open, lift the buckle cover. In the event of a sudden loss of...
Okay, let's start getting it ready now for APU, because otherwise we're going to be running late. Okay, so let's get back over to the overhead panel. We should have put the seatbelt signs on. There we go, they're on. The hydraulic pumps are both on. We've got the cabin ready, light illuminated there. We're going to put all the fuel pumps on now. We've got no fuel in the center tank, so we can turn the center tank fuel pumps off. Anti-collision light can go to on. Isolation valve open. No, I'm ahead of myself. I've missed the APU. So we're going to start the APU. So on. We're going to start. Let's have a look. So no controller on this front seat. So me back correct BAGSO. Okay, so do we? The one thing, the ATC, it's I seem to be having a lot of trouble with the ATC in the game at the minute. Where it works for a bit and then all of a sudden it doesn't work. So it's not. It's not working again now. Can't connect to ground. I am on X-Plane Trial 0.4 beta. It was working perfectly fine in Trial 0.3. In Trial 0.4, it doesn't seem to. Doesn't seem to work. So we're going to go. Is it 121.805? Okay, so we're tuning to ourselves because it's not auto tuning it for us. It could be the Zibo mod, so it could be this aircraft. But I've used it before and it normally works. So yeah, not quite sure. Yeah, I don't think ATC is working. It does this, you get your clearance and then it seems to give up and this doesn't work after. So never mind, we won't use ATC. I just wanted to make sure you could put the flight planning from Simbrief into the ATC, and you can. So we won't use it for the rest of the flight. I don't think we might use it to get landing clearance, but we'll see if I use it or not. Anyway, the APU has started because this EGT would have gone up, then would have come down. The bus transfer lights are on, so we'll click on those to transfer over to the APU. The APU bleed can go on. The left and right packs are both off. I can't request a push and start from ATC because it ain't working. So obviously what I need to do is go to ground service and disconnect the GPU, which would have disconnected automatically on the overwear panel. And you can see the APU there, you can see the blur coming out the exhaust at the back. On the overwear panel, I need to get those wing lights off, and we're going to be using better pushback, so plugins. Actually, we could do that within the tab. So
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
okay, so we'll wait for the pushback truck to come. We'll put the APU switch back down to standby. Your damper can go on now.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Yeah, I don't know where he is, but we'll just wait for him. Oh, he's already there. Okay, he's connecting. Okay. There we go. What time we got? 7:07. So yeah, we're still good. I think yeah, well, I'm just waiting for him, I think, to get back to us. while we're here, we're gonna I didn't do a gross flight plan check, by the way. We can do that now by switching that to plan, and then obviously going back into the leg mode and use the step key to go through the flight plan, like so. We shouldn't have any discos in. No, we'll go out the BAGSO, and then obviously then we'll have to put our arrival procedure in. Put that back to plan, and we can put data on to get our constraints information and stuff in there. Okay, I think I've got to. No, the chocks have been removed. What we're waiting for on better pushback. Yeah, I don't know what we're waiting for. Better pushback. Yeah. Have we got to the parking brake off? Oh, I don't know what the hold up is on the on better pushback. Is better pushback going to work? Yes, no, I don't know. Let's go and have a look at what's going on. I'm not quite sure what's happening with better pushback at the minute. It don't seem to be working. I don't know whether it's because ATC. I don't know. This is holding me up now. Better pushback. Where are you? I don't know what's chocks are off, aren't they? Yeah, the chocks are off.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
I didn't know you had to press that. I thought it was all I thought it was automatic. I didn't know you had to press it again in the screen.
So connected and bypass
So,
pin inserted.
You've got to press that again. I didn't know you had to do that. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to start.
Pushback and you may start engines.
We're going to use the Void ignition today. Go to ground. Switch that back onto engines. At 25%, I'm going to add the fuel. There we go. Okay, so we're leaving the gate at 0712. The engine switch is turned off automatically, and so we can start the left engine number 1, put that back to ground. Again, waiting for 25%. Add the fuel.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting
Okay.
hose. Stand by.
Just check the sound levels. Not too bad. Still at minus 15.1. I'll leave it there. I think you'll be able to, you think you can hear me fine. Okay, now the engines are started. I'm going to go back to the overhead panel. I'm going to disconnect and give him the thumbs up. I'm going to put generators 1 and 2 back on, so we'll come off the APU. I'm going to put the Pro Beats A and B to on, engine anti-ice and wing anti-ice as required. I'm going to put the packs onto auto, recirculation fan are both on auto.
Bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. The APU bleed can go off. The APU can now go off. We're going to set the flaps. It's 1, 2. I think it's. No, that's too many. That's too much. I can never get the flaps right. No, I can never get the flaps right. That's 1. There we go. I think I've actually moved the trim wheel while I was doing that. Okay, that's fine. Engine starters to go to continuous. Taxi light can go on. Your damper is on. Okay. We are good to taxi. Let's have a look what's going on the map. I've got an aircraft now landing or taking off from the opposite side of that runway. It looks like the runway has changed. Yeah, well, the runway's changed. Look, I've got aircraft coming in now on runway 33. We're departing from runway 15. The question is, do I change that now to runway 33, or do I leave it from runway 15? Because ATC isn't working. I'm gonna leave it, I think. Yeah, the aircraft are coming in on the opposite runway. I need to change that. I need to change the departure. Let me just double check that again. So now we're going off LUVUM. If I just bring it on that back over, let's so runway 33, I've changed it to LUVUM. So now we're going to be going back this way again. So we're not going off runway 15 now. We're going runway 33 because aircraft are coming on that runway, so that's so we just changed that. So just change the takeoff speeds again because it's all changed. So it's 128 plus 10, so it's 138. Yeah, that's a bit of a the work. I think they were coming on that one, but they must have changed it, and because ATC isn't working, I can't. I don't know why it's not working. It doesn't want to yeah, so yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, let's start our taxi. I put the turbo eye tracker on. The aircraft will actually taxi underneath its own power, so we don't have to actually apply much thrust to get the aircraft moving. Yeah, so that's that Emerald Air ATR has just landed. So I'm going to go with the traffic. ATC did say to go from one way 15, but ATC isn't working, so I'm going to go with what the traffic's doing, because otherwise we might be taking off while someone's landing, and that won't look good. Unfortunately, if ATC is not working, we're going to be guessing. We're going to be doing a visual to see if any traffic is on approach. Not that Traffic Global that I use actually talk to ATC anyway, but that's one of the downsides to exponential for the ATC and the traffic. Okay, so we're just taxiing at a steady pace. It's 7:21. I'm not quite sure if the if it's 7:25 leaving the gate or 7:25 takeoff, but I'm going to go for 7:25 leaving the gate. But we've left the gate ahead of schedule, so. Yeah, I'm just applying a bit of a thrust, so we were just getting a bit slow there. Okay. Okay, so our flight number actually for this flight today should have been FR661, Birmingham to Dublin, departure 7:25, ETA Dublin 08:30, and then the aircraft will then carry on down to Kerry. It'll depart Dublin at 9:05 and arrive at Kerry at 10 o'clock as FR611, before then departing Kerry at 10:30 and arriving back at Dublin at 11:25 as FR612, and then returning back to Birmingham at 1:10. 1310 and arriving at 1415 as FR664. We're not going to do all that today though. I'm just going to do the first leg, the base leg. I did do Dublin to Kerry and Kerry back to Dublin in the previous videos, so we're just going to do the base leg on this one today. $7.24. So it's about an hour. What I say, it's about an hour in flight, 51 minutes. I think it's about an hour 5 minutes apparently. From gate to gate. I'm not. Yeah, it's about an hour, 1 hour 5 minutes. So 7:25, 8:25, 8:30. We'll see if we see. Obviously, I think that's the 7:25 is what time you depart on the runway to landing at Dublin. But we'll see what time we land and see if that is actually correct. If that is correct, obviously we'd have to leave. We'd have to leave the gate a little bit earlier. But well, it's probably late by a few minutes if it is a 7:25 departure from the runway. So you probably want to leave the gate at 7:15 or 7:10 for the taxi. Okay, let's just leave it there. Let's turn off the turbo tracker. Okay, turbo tracker's not working. No, it's not turning off. Parking brake. Okay, now it's working. So we'll just get rid of that. We're going to put eddy mode set to runway. We'll do that when we get on the runway because I don't know it. It's hard to say when to go onto the runway now because we've got no ATC. Foiling levels look okay. Okay, we've been cleared to go onto the runway. For example, let's just say we've been cleared to go onto the runway. We're going to put all the landing lights on. We're going to put the strobe all the way up to strobe and steady. Weather radar as you call, which are on auto. The auto brake is already been set. No, we don't have another one here. So taxi light on, runway turn off light on, strobe is on, strobe and steady. I need to turn the floodlight down, and I need to obviously put the dome light off. Chrono, we'll do that when we get onto the runway. Okay, again, just do a visual check to make sure there's nothing coming, but if there is, as there is, I can't do anything about that because we have an ATC isn't working. So I'm going to be as quick as I can with this. To find the aircraft going around. I might just... Okay, there's an aircraft just literally taxied onto the runway in front of us. That's what you get with no ATC. Unfortunately, with X-Plane 12, the immersion kind of goes out the window a little bit because you don't have ATC syncing with the other aircraft. So unfortunately, Okay, so I'm actually going to put the chrono on if I can figure out how you do it. How'd you do the chrono? Oh, there you go. Chrono can go on. Parking brake can go off. Toga can be set 40%. Toga set. So looking for 138.
80 knots. V1.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Autopilot on. On full. These on.
1000.
Cabin fuel. Outside fuel. These can all go off. They can go back to auto. Speed is coming down to 250. That can go back to off. And that's it. We're just going to follow the FMC now. We're going to, obviously the VNAV is following the constraints, so at the moment we're holding at 6,000 feet and our speed is 250, and once we follow this constraint we're going to be going to flight level 22,000, passing 10,000 our speed will increase to 298. But I'm going to leave it so you can enjoy the views and the sounds.
you're confident in safety that you keep your seatbelt securely fastened throughout your flight. There is a car bell, reading lights and fresh air vents in the panel just above your head, and we'd like to remind you that this is a strictly non-smoking flight, and also is fitted with smoke detectors. We invite you to sit back, relax and enjoy your flight with us.
Okay, so we're passing 10,000 feet. So the seatbelt signs can now go off, and the landing lights can come off as well. It is nice though, isn't it? X-Plane 12. Just checking the sound levels. Sound levels are still on minus 15.1 on your desktop audio. I'm going to monitor this all the way through the flight, so I'm going to see if this sound, if it works. If I'm too loud, is the game still too loud? Is the game too low? So I'm just going to see how this goes with the sound on that one. But yeah, X-Plane 12 looks it looks really good. I'm going to put the Arrival in because we're not using ATC now, so I'm going to put the Arrival into into Dublin. So I'm going to put departure, arrival, EIDW Dublin arrival. We're going to go for runway 28 left. I'm just trying to look at what's going on over in Dublin at the minute. Can't see any activity at the minute, but I want to go for runway 28 left. We can change it later on if I need to. So ILS runway 28 left. I'm doing this off here, by the way, so remember I did this earlier. I put the arrival in on little that map. So this is runway 28 left, and the arrival we want is bags 4L. This is what I did earlier. So it was runway 28 left, and bags 4L. That's the one I did. Obviously go to Albino, then we put Maxev in, so we get Lampo and we get Maxev into the flight plan. So bags 4L. The transition is Albino, so we're going to click Albino and we're going to execute that, and we're going to go back to the gig page. We're just checking for any discos. No, so we've got Lampo, we've got Maxev, then we've got runway 28 left, then Gannett and the DW036 are the go around procedures back to the FIOA at Dublin. So this will be our last, well, at this point we will have landed. And obviously at Lampo we want to be at 3,000, at Maxev we want to be at 2,500. And obviously we're on NANTI at the minute. So yeah, we're climbing to 28,000 feet, which is our cruise altitude, and we're at speed of 298. The barrow temperature, by the way, it's got a yellow box around it, so I need to press standard, and that syncs the other side as well. The weather radar is on auto, so yeah, that should be okay. And ILS frequency for runway 28 left is already entered, so that's fine. We ain't got to worry about that. Our landing performance. So let's click on this here to go through all the runways. So runway 28 left. I think it might be dry, but I'll find out. We'll find out obviously when we get there, and it's 1013. Flaps 40. Brakes max auto. Anti-ice off at the minute, and we'll leave that like that. Go back into Avitab and go to map, and then we can just zoom out, and then we see there we are there. But if I bring it on that back over, this one here, so we're coming up to the VOR, which at WOW, so yeah, I mean, got a ground speed of 2421 there as well. So, and these, you can see the AI aircraft also flying around as well there. So we shall get that off the screen, and a pilot's life, yeah, we're in cruise mode. That's okay.
Ask if you are in your seat that you do keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case we do experience any unexpected turbulence. Otherwise, invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Okay, I'm just going to go into the FMC. LELDO 25,000 Lambat, so we need going to start our descent. But it should be on the screen actually. Let's just zoom. Yeah, so yeah, just before we get to Lambat, we're gonna is our top of descent. So we're okay for a bit. If we come down to program, yeah, okay, it's fine. Okay. Back to the outside view. I believe they're boats down there, ships and boats. Yeah, they're definitely boats. X-Plane does that really well. So we've done our arrival, we put our arrival into the FMC, we put our frequencies into nav1 and nav2 radios. So we're just gonna relax down until we start our descent. People in cruise mode. And we got the nav1 frequency is on the display there as well. And if I come over to the tablet, Arriving Airport, the CRS, the course 277, it's already in there. And I've got it already set in the autopilot as well on the course modes. Just gonna have the weather. Yeah, the ATC, don't really know what's going on with the ATC. Don't know what's going on with that. Okay, reset MCP altitude. Let's get that off. I'm just looking at this and I'm starting looking at, and yeah, so we're going down to 23,000 feet. So 0.6. Top of descent is now coming up. and then we want to be at 17,000, so let's just knock that down to 17,800. Let's start our descent. Yeah, let's start our descent down to 8,000 feet. That sticker, we want to be at 17,800.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has switched on the fasten seatbelt sign as we are now at descent. We would ask you to return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelts are securely fastened, your tray tables are in the upright and locked position, your armrests down and window blinds fully open. Any bags you may have removed during the flight must now be bestowed for landing, ensuring the main emergency exits and cabin aisle are kept completely clear of all baggage for landing. There should be no further walking or standing in the cabin aisle, and we'll be landing shortly. Thank you.
Bring the speed down. Just reduce some speed. I go into BS mode. So I'm just going to slow the aircraft down a little bit. We can just catch back up with the profile. won't be at 8,000 feet for a while. I'll leave it on 8,000 feet. Let's just take off some of that descent. Yeah, so let's bring that speed down now to 220.
Thousand to go.
Let's put that down to 3,000. Yeah, start 8,000 feet for now until we get to here, and then we're gonna go down to 3,000 feet. Gonna put the braking on max. FMC saying we've done 220 and 2,500, so we should be descending. Well, no, we're still at 8,000 feet, aren't we? That's correct. Just take those off. Let's go outside. Got one stage of flaps. So it's two. So we should be at flaps 5. I'm actually gonna take over to okay. What's the speeds? What's the okay.
Arrives at the terminal building, and the fasten seatbelt sign is switched on. Finally, please take a moment to remind yourself of your nearest exit.
So still at 8,000 feet. 3,000 feet is Albino. So still going all the way around here. On that map, that's got us at the minute here. So we're coming down here. Then we'll do the right turn onto Albino, and then onto Lampo, into Maxev, and then down into Dublin. And the QNH the QNH was 1003. So we'll do that in a bit. Let's see if it starts the descent. Yep. We are descending, and we're still keeping speed at 220. I think it's... Yep, it's correct. Let's see if it actually gets down to a B now at 3,000 feet. See if it does it. See how good it gets us down there. Might need to put the speed brakes out for this. Some flaps down. Doesn't like it when I put the flaps down, does it? I'm actually going to take over myself because I don't like it. What was the 1013, wasn't it? Yeah. There we go. So 5 210 225 and then 175 160. Okay. Let's bring the speed down. Runways up there. We're at 2,500. We are on approach mode. We've gone to approach mode on the display. Got the glide slope, so we're just going to monitor it now. Little nav map as us almost at the glide slope. I'm going to monitor because last time I did it at Dublin it didn't work out. As I wanted. So just gonna make sure all goes okay. So the glide slope should stop in the middle. And there we are there, so we're coming down the glide slope now. Yeah, so we're in the middle. Just gonna see how we go with this, because it likes to move about, does this 737 in going into Dublin. So yeah, just seeing how he goes. Looking okay. It's on auto land, but I'm just getting ready to take over. So we had a 0830 arrival, so yeah, we're looking good. It's wobbling about. We've got land free up, so auto land. I'm not a big fan of how it comes into Dublin. It's moving about.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
So yeah, it's not very stable on the approach. It's not very stable at all. I'm going to turn off the autopilot and bring it in myself. Yeah, I'm just going to disengage the autopilot because it doesn't like it don't like the approach into Dublin. Don't like it.
300.
Yes. Every time I come to Dublin, it doesn't like the approach.
100.
Don't know why.
60, 50, 40, 30, 20.
Come on, I've got to stick. Every time I come here.
10, 5,
No. Terrible landing.
knots.
Terrible landing. Okay. Bring the flats back up. I need to work on that landing into Dublin. So it's OH20, we landed at OH20. It wasn't the best landing. So let's go to the overhead panel and get those landing lights. All off, taxi light can go on. Let's start the APU. That can go down to steady. I've got no control over this aircraft at the minute. Throttles work. There you go, rudders are working. Don't think the ATC is working again, never mind. So I have no idea where we're going to taxi at the minute. The rudder's not working. Can't turn it. Can't turn the aircraft. Why isn't it turning? Or why isn't it turning? It's on your... That's got to come off. That's fine, that's got to come off. It's all working there. Yeah, the landing was terrible. Every time I use the 737 coming to Dublin, I can't. It don't land on runway 28 left. Every time I approach on the ILS onto runway 28, it doesn't like it. It literally isn't very stable on the approach. It doesn't seem to like coming into runway 28 left on Dublin. I don't know why, for some reason. Every time I try and land on that runway, it messes up. And I had to take over because the auto land didn't work, but I took over and Yeah, but I couldn't do a smooth landing. So I landed the best I could, which probably failed. Something probably happened. Landing gear probably broke, or one of the tyres or something like that. So I've had to fix the failures, and now it's taxiing again. So I probably broke something on the aircraft with that landing. It wasn't the best landing, was it? Yeah, I don't think I can do the section from Birmingham to Dublin. I'm land on that runway in this aircraft in X-plane trial because I just can't do it. I struggle with that approach. I don't know why I struggle with that approach, but I do. Anyway, we landed, we got on the ground. It was better than the last time I tried it, which means it was all over the place, and we landed going off the runway. At least I got us on the ground on the runway and stopped on the runway. Even though we went nose down and crashed, I think landing nose wheel first, but never mind. It is what it is. Landing is not my strongest point anyway. Even though I've got a Gladiator Evo flight stick, which is quite expensive, I'm not very good at landing. I know you've got to do small inputs, and I really struggle sometimes to do the small inputs, and I'm either too sensitive on the joystick with my moving it on it, and yeah, I'm not very good at landing full stop. So my landings are always going to be pretty bad, to be honest, because I'm not the best at them. Not in certain areas. Some aircraft I'm okay, but it's something I need to practice on. My landings, but I never do. I never take the time to practice them, but I should really, but I never do. So where are we going? Because I'm using ATC, I'm going to taxi over there somewhere on the left. So I'm just gonna go here. The one thing I find about X-plane with Traffic Global is, compared to the other flight simulator, Microsoft Flight Sim, where the AI always seem to land on runway 28 left and take off on runway 28 right, in X-plane with Traffic Global I seem to use this runway in front of me, which I think is it runway 16 or something like that? As far as I know, I don't know if in the real world that's the runway they use, but I seem to use that a lot in X-plane. Never used that in Microsoft Flight Sim, so I don't know whether that's an X-plane trial thing or a Traffic Global thing, or whether Microsoft Flight Sim's wrong. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to cross it. We've got no ATC, so I'm going to cross it. I can't make out if that's an aircraft down there or not, so we're just going to cross it anyway. If it is, it is. So what time is it? 8:28. So that time I've got set was 7:25 to 8:28. Is is bang on really. I mean, from takeoff to landing, gate to gate is probably a bit tight. Obviously the next leg of this flight would actually be Kerry, which is I think a 9:10 departure. So yeah, the turnaround time should be pretty quick. I'm gonna park here at 2:23. There's a Ryanair aircraft there, so we're gonna put it here. So, and yeah, not the best at doing this either. So we'll have a look, get straightened up. Yeah, this fly stick does not like this aircraft. Okay, that will do. Turn that off. Overhead panel. You want to put the APU bleeds back on. We want to turn the engines off. Get rid of that yoke. 20% we can turn the beacons off. Yep, under 20%. We get the anti-collision lights back off. I'm gonna take the seatbelt signs off on the EFB ground services. Set the chocks and the APU. It's going to reset the autopilot down here. There we go. And, reset the speed down there. Okay, on the overhead panel, I'm going to put the strobes off. Ground power can now be connected. The APU can go off now, and the APU bleed can go off as well. We can anti-collision lights off. The landing logo light is on at the minute as required. The seatbelt signs are off. Fuel pumps can go off. The pro beats up there can go off as well. The flight directors can go off, and the transponder can go back into standby. Don't know if you get the AFT pump on when you got the ground power unit on. Don't know if that's correct or not. Okay. Yeah, I think because I've got the what you call it, the SR services on fast. It's literally boarded straight away. So yeah. So yeah, maybe I should try long next time. See what the difference is, but yeah, it's yeah, I don't know about the landing. I don't know I don't know if that's something I'm doing wrong, or whether that's a fault with the airplane or the simulator. Not quite sure. Yeah, not quite sure if that's my fault or something, or I don't know, but yeah. So the aircraft now is in turnaround mode. So what time is it? 8:35. So you deboard and you reboard, and at this moment in time I'll probably be setting up my next flight, ready to depart at 9:10, which is from the gate, because you're not going to be able to take off by 9:10, so it'll be a departure from the gate. But obviously we're not going to do that today. So just shut them sound levels, that they're okay. Yeah, so again, it's just that landing that gets me every time when I come into Dublin on that runway. Yeah, it's just that landing. Maybe I'll get it one day, maybe I won't. There's nothing else I can do. I've showed you how to do the route planning, the on-that map. I've gone through that. Is there anything else I wanted to do in this video before I end it? Yeah, but if we bring it on that back over, we've got an aircraft now here. We've got aircraft all over the place. Yeah, we're there. So yeah, I'm not going to shut the aircraft down this time. I'm going to leave it as it is, in turnaround mode. So I'm just going to make a note because I want to come back into it and restart the next flight from about 8:30 when I do this aircraft again. I should have stopped the chrono, but it's, I don't know what it's doing there. No, there ain't nothing else I want you to put shows in this video. No, so we're going to leave it there, go to outside view. So try and get a good view. There we go. So yeah, well, I'll leave the video there. Wasn't here, like I said, it wasn't the best landing, but there we go. So I will be back with another video in the future. I will be back and explain, but my next video is probably going to be in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I've got a few things I want to do in there. But yeah, explain trial 0.4 the beta is looking good. Is looking good. So I look forward to coming back into explain for another video. But until then, it is a goodbye from me, and I'll see you soon. And thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I do appreciate you watching the videos. If there is any help you can give me with this aircraft, please feel free to comment. But I'm going to watch, see what I'm doing wrong, because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But anyway, I'll leave it there because I'm going to go on too much. So yeah, until the next time, it's goodbye from me.